Okay, class, before we read the article on Cinco de Mayo, we are going to go over three vocabulary words from the story. So please get out your handout with the story and open the page to the section with the vocabulary words. We will go over the meanings, the pronunciation, on how to say the words, and then we will see the words um, used in sentences as examples. Okay, so the first time through, I will go through the meanings and pronunciations myself, and then afterwards, we will all say them together as a class. Okay. As you all know, English is a very confusing language. Even as a native English speaker, it can be very confusing. Uh, for example, the way we say words sometimes isn't the same way as how they're spelled. Certain letters make different sounds. Um, there's there's also you stress different sounds and letters differently. There's annotations and different meanings. So we'll go over that. There's also what they call reductions, where there's letters in the word written, but when you speak them, the letters are silent. You don't really hear them at all. So we use the three vocabulary words to help illustrate that. And so, all right, we'll get started on the first word. And the first word is commemorate. And as you can see, it's spelled with a C. It's a verb. But let me say it again, commemorate. The C, it makes a K sound. And then the CO together makes a KA sound. So you can see I spelled it KA-MEM-OR-ATE. Commemorate. So also one of the first two M's drops or is silent. You can see that that's a reduction. You don't really stress the double M. It's not commemorate. It's just commemorate. So that's an example. And from the story, uh, Cinco de Mayo commemorates Mexico's unexpected victory over France in the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. So commemorate means to celebrate, to recognize. Okay? The next word, conflict, a noun. This one's pretty straightforward, conflict. But if you change it and put an ed on it, it's then pronounced conflicted, not conflicted, and it has a different meaning. So we have to be careful. We'll go over conflicted at a different time, but we'll just focus on conflict right now. So the conflict between the two countries had begun in 1861 after Benito Juarez, then the president of Mexico, suspended the nation's foreign debt payments, and Napoleon III responded by sending French troops to invade. So in this case, conflict means disagreement, and in really this case, it's a war. Um, so a conflict. You may have a conflict with a friend or a coworker. A disagreement, but on a global, larger scale here, this was a war. So okay, now the third word we're going to go over is expel, and it's spelled with the EX, but I guess it kind of goes silent. You just hear the X, even though EX makes the X sound. So as you can see, it's like I put a X dash PELL. It's like Pell. So um, you reduce the E. Another example of reduction. Okay, so not until 1867 did the new Mexican Republic finally expel the French, execute Maximilian I, and regain control of the country. So expel here means to kick out, to forcibly remove. So here, Mexico kicked out France. France was no longer in control or fighting over Mexico. So Mexico was able to regain, control of their country. So, in short, English is confusing. As you can see, different pronunciations can affect the meanings. Also, reduction or removal of letters when you pronounce certain words are different than the way they're actually spelled. So, now we're going to go read the story as a group in a few minutes about Cinco de Mayo, and then we'll have a further group discussion in pairs relating that to the video we saw on travel in Mexico. And then we'll have a future assignment. But now, as a group, let's go back and reread the words together. Okay.